Somebody tell me to go. 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 Somebody tell me to go.
We just want you to play the game to unlock all of these wonderful rewards the live content had curated. Season 5. What's up, everybody, and welcome to, sadly, the final live content stream for MLB The Show 21. It's been a fantastic year. It's been a fun year, but we know why you're here. Team Affinity Season 5 is about to drop. But before we talk about it, I'm joined by Luis and Rory. Y'all have been working your butts off all year as always on live content. Twitch drops. They're active. They're on for the entire weekend. Make sure to link your account and you can claim and get your pack. And head on over to the Twitch directory and check your favorite MLB The Show content creator, because you might want to spend some time watching them and you could get some more Twitch drops. Before we get into Team Affinity Season 5, let's do a content rewind. Luis, tell us about the Catfish Hunter program.
Right, so it just came out last Tuesday, and go get yourself some 9th inning XP. This is one of only 2 perfect game milestone cards, along with Felix Hernandez, so get your Catfish Hunter.
Ooh, and Rory, there's a Prime Awards event. What are the awards?
So you're going to want to get your Prime and Award cards together. The rewards in that event are going to be Prime, Noah Syndergaard, and Awards Gold Glove, Al Kaline.
And let's recap the fall circuit. Congrats to everyone who competed in the final qualifier. And shout out to Thune on doing the commentary on the qualifiers on Twitch all weekend. The finals are coming up, which you can watch right here on the San Diego Studio channel with Robert Flores and Paul Spohr returning as hosts for Color Commentary Live. It's going to be a lot of fun. We know why you're really here. Let's talk about it. Team Affinity Season 5. So much content. But first, let's go over some of the earlier reveals that have already happened. Luis?
Yeah, we started last Friday with Buster Posey, his player program. That really kicked things off. Go get that card from his program. We've had reveals throughout the week. A Kyle special, Jorge Polanco on the Twins was one. And take a look at this on the Padres.
I'm honored to be the Padres selection for finals. It's been an amazing experience of being the corporate athlete of MLB The Show 21. Thanks to San Diego Studio and to all the fans of MLB The Show.
Fernando, the cover athlete, also coming in finest. And a thanks to our friends at MLB Network for revealing Salvador Perez, Freddie Freeman, and Max Muncy.
You can see everyone revealed so far on theshow.com/21finest card art. Shout out to all of our artists who have once again killed it with the card art. Christina, Jen, Jez, and Ashley, thank you so much. We don't know where we would be without you. Actually, we do. Our card art wouldn't be as good. That's where we would be. Let's talk about the finest choice pack, Luis.
Yeah, well, we actually had set 1 come out on Tuesday. 10 players in there. I think maybe my favorite looking card out of the entire set is Bo Bichette. Those sunglasses just do it for me. And Avi Garcia, another highlight from set 1. Rory, what about set 2?
So my set 2 standouts got one of the best stories of the year. Frank Schwindel of the Cubs has over 120 in 3 of the 4 hitting main categories. Then we've got Starling Marte, one of the top all-around players in the game. And then to finish it off, Austin Riley, one of the best third basemen, kills righties and going to be in my lineup.
Team Affinity Season 5 has a lot of content. We're talking packs, stubs. Rory, give us the lowdown and let us know what's sellable and what's not sellable.
Yeah, so this time around, Team Affinity Season 5. It's a lot like the others, but there's a few different twists. One thing to note, you don't have to complete the others in order to do Season 5. So if you haven't done Seasons 1 through 4, no progress at all, you can still do Season 5 on launch. Now, how do you get progress? You're going to do moments, missions, showdown, conquest, exchanges, collections. However you want to do it, you can earn progress. The main thing is you're going to be just using players from each division in order to earn that progress, complete the missions. Each boss in there, they're grind 99. Don't have to spend a stub. You're able to get those guys grind 99. They are not sellable on the market, but you do your grind, you'll get those guys, add them to your squad. Now, one thing I want to talk about, you mentioned it earlier, the reward path. There are 39 Team Affinity packs, 16 Ballin' as a Habit packs, 20 headliners, 34,000 stubs, along with an all-star game, a home run derby, a Field of Dreams, a Kitchen Sink 1, and Kitchen Sink 2 choice packs. All of that is just in each reward path. So multiply that by 6, and that's a lot of math.
Can we get some math over there? Going?
That's a lot of content. Team Affinity Season 5, it's all about the grind 99. We just want you to play the game to unlock all of these wonderful rewards the live content had curated just for you. Now, it doesn't stop there. If we're talking about Team Affinity Season 5, there has to be a new Conquest map, right? So, Dylan, shout out to you again. Thank you as we're nearing the end for all of the amazing Conquest maps. But we got a few more Hex tiles coming at you. For Finest, we have a trio of Conquest maps. Luis, you want to give us any little hints?
Sure, let's talk about the shape. That's the most important thing always, right? We've got a trio of insects. We've got a moth, a spider to get you guys hyped, and I guess it's an ant, the third one. I'm not sure. We can't see it on screen either here, but pretty sure it's an ant. 45 points towards each region for completing these Conquest maps, same as Team Affinity Season 4. And hidden rewards, like always, like you mentioned. Shout out to Dylan.
And it's always, we like have a little bet amongst ourselves of how fast is it going to take somebody to find all of the secrets. And it's normally like within the first 15 minutes. Like,
Always.
we really appreciate our fans and how diligent they are.
It's not even just completing it within the first 15 minutes. There's going to be a guide up.
yeah, there's going to be
The
a guide
first
up within the
15
first 10 minutes. Thank you, Luis, for giving us a few little tidbits on those 3 Conquest maps that will be making an appearance in Team Affinity Season 5. Rory, anything else you want to mention on all of the rewards before we start talking about these players?
Yeah, there's one thing that is a big change. Haven't seen it so far this year. The reward path is going to be up to 300 points as opposed to 150 that has been seen in the previous 4. Now, the bosses will still be at the same spots where you'll get your last and final boss at 150 points. But there's an additional 150 points for you to keep earning all that extra loot, all that stubs, those packs, and all missions in Team Affinity 5 will be repeatable.
Repeatable. And there you have it. Now, let's talk about some of the finest players. All right, Team Affinity Season 5, let's run through 11 more Team Affinity players, starting out with Cleveland. Rory.
First up, we got Emmanuel Classe, the anchor of that bullpen. And everybody knows he's got the outlier cutter. He's got insane hit per 9, great walk per 9. He's going to dice you up.
Staying in the AL Central, we've got the White Sox, Yoan Moncada. Put up a really nice season, career bests in walk and strikeout rate, 4.6 WAR. He's got the switch hitting, really nice, solid, all-around card. And then the player who set the career single-season record for home runs in a season for second baseman Marcus Semien for the Blue Jays. Insane hitting. He won a Gold Glove, too. He's got fielding on lock. Just a monster, Marcus Semien.
Right. Now, from the Pacific Northwest, we have the Seattle Mariners, but we're going to let Colin do that because it's his favorite team. Colin, welcome.
It is my favorite team. Yes. We got a peanut gallery in here. Mariners. Mariners, it's Mitch Haniger. The guy's an absolute baller this year. Total stud. Led the team in home runs with 39 home runs. And the dude came back after being gone for 2 years with an injury we don't want to talk about because it's a little too painful. But the guy's a stud when it comes to the baseball diamond. Playing some great defense as well, and just carrying the Mariners to well beyond team average this year. More on them later. Bye.
Thanks, Colin. All right, let's talk about Texas, Luis.
Yeah, one of the lone bright spots for the Rangers this year, Nate Lowe. He started off on fire, kept it going, not quite at that level, but a really nice hitter from the left side, Nate Lowe.
Nice. And let's talk about Chicago, Rory.
Yeah, so big bright spot for the Cubs. Patrick Wisdom finally got a full year with a lot of playing time. And I mean, the power. You look at him, don't look at the vision. We don't need to look at that. We're looking at the power. Insane. He also plays great defense. So Patrick Wisdom, solid place at third base.
All right, so let's jump now to the Reds, Luis.
Yeah, Jonathan India. If you remember, at the start of the year, we had a prospect card of his in the Conquest USA map. It's really awesome to see, him go from prospect to finest in the same year, So yeah, Jonathan India.
Is he the first player to do that so far?
Putting me on the spot, we only had prospects last year. He might be. He might be.
Yeah.
That's something to keep a note of. All right, let's go to the Brew Crew, Rory.
For the Brewers, Corbin Burns, the flow. I mean, everybody talks about him. We saw his 93 monthly awards card, dominated for months. This card is going to finish your lineup for the rest of the year. He's got outlier on the sinker, throws a cutter, and throws hard. So he's going to dominate with 114 hit per nine.
All right. Now let's go to the New York Mets. We want to send a shout out to our super fan, Eric. You know who you are. Thank you. Who do we got, Rory?
We got Marcus Stroman, had an amazing season, and I mean, he throws a sinker, throws a cutter. What more could you ask for?
Not much.
Outlier.
Outlier, I guess.
All right, time for the Nationals. Luis.
Juan freaking Soto.
Okay, obviously, it's Juan Soto. That's Carson, who was obviously a very big Washington Nationals fan. It's Juan Soto. Luis, talk about him.
We came into the year talking about whether he was the best hitter in baseball or not. I think he only, strengthened that argument in the second half. He had a walk to K rate over 2. It's unheard of nowadays. It's just insane plate discipline. He hits the ball with authority, 110 plus power for Soto, and he improved his defense a lot. So this card is tough to beat.
And looking forward to next year. Such a young player, still in his early 20s. The sky is the limit. All right, let's jump to the last player from the 2021 finest card from the San Francisco Giants, Rory.
We got Brandon Crawford, had the best offensive season of his career and one of the best defensive seasons of his career. As you'll see, I mean, his fielding rating, 99, got great contact. Power's pretty solid. He had some big power boosts for a few months there. Brandon Crawford, solid shortstop to go in many lineups.
And so those are your MLB The Show 21 Team Affinity Season 5 players. But before we go on, there's one player we'd like to mention. He plays for the Seattle Mariners, and his name is Paul Sewald. We see you. He had a card earlier on in the season, and we just thought he should be mentioned because, numbers don't lie. So let's talk about in-game lineups. Give us some of your favorites for your in-game lineup, Rory.
So my top players, of course, they're Yankees. Gonna go first base, of course, Lou Gehrig. Right field, Babe Ruth, obviously. And then center field, we got Mickey Mantle. Those are my top 3.
Yeah, we got a couple of Giants in there too. The Brandon Crawford we just saw at third base because he's got the secondary, of course. Catcher Buster Posey, right? But we've got a couple of players left to reveal, right? We were talking about the collection last time. Do we want to go into it?
Yeah.
Let's do it.
I'm sure you've all been wanting to know who was the collection reward, but now you know. It's obviously Ken Griffey Jr. Fire card art, insane attributes. Luis.
Yeah, so this is the last big collection of the year, and Ken Griffey Jr. is your reward. You know, in terms of pure talent, I don't know if there's a baseball player better than him in history. You know, he became synonymous with baseball video games in the 90s. Was on the cover of MLB The Show 17. Yeah, he's, you know, is there anyone better?
No.
I don't think there is.
Nick Castellanos.
Oh, this guy. This guy. So Ken Griffey Jr. is your collection reward for Team Affinity Season 5.
He's not the only reward, though. As I mentioned earlier, he's joined by Jimmy Fox, milestone Jimmy Fox. How do you get these guys? Well, you know, concept is the same as before. Go out and collect legends and flashbacks from all the different kind of series. You got to collect 16 out of a possible 17 items for Griffey, right? You know, those include the Otani All-Star and the Jackie 42 series card, and then a bunch of series vouchers. Let's take a look at the attributes, though. Let's start with Jimmy Fox. You know, I think of him kind of like a right-handed Babe Ruth. You know, no one can really match Babe Ruth, but Jimmy Fox is really close. 119 plus in all the contacts and power. And I suspect everyone, as I was talking, was just looking up at that catcher secondary. It's always the question with Jimmy. He's got it. You know, Ken Griffey Jr., I don't know if there's any card in the game that can rival him. If you're looking at the attributes, he's got everything you would want. The hitting, the fielding, the speed. Comes at you from the left side. Maybe only Willie Mays compared to Ken Griffey Jr., but I think he's unrivaled. And one other note, this is the first time we've featured Ken Griffey Jr., his best card in the game, as a Cincinnati Red. I don't think the Mariner fans are going to mind. Colin, do you mind?
Oh, he
We'll
minds.
talk about it.
Oh, he minds. he minds a lot.
Yeah, so, you know, one other note about the collection. Since Finest came out, we're going to add the Finest series voucher to all the previous big collections to give you another avenue for completing them. So if you haven't gotten your hands on the Rivera, the Mookie, or the Kershaw, you've got another avenue. It's a little bit easier now to collect those guys.
And Luis, let's round it off with extra innings. What's happening there?
Well, in terms of the content that's about to come out, we've got double XP today, as if you needed another incentive to play with all this insane content. But double XP activates today. It'll run through the remainder of the 9th inning. And next week is a little bit of a lighter week. We're taking a break off for Thanksgiving. But like you said, extra innings coming soon after that.
We're going to take a second. It was a crazy year. This is our last stream. Even though the content keeps rolling with extra innings, this is our last stream. So shout out to everyone at San Diego Studio, on the development team, and all of our marvelous support team, which includes art, live content, the social team, the stream team, and the creative team for everything that you lovely gentlemen and ladies do for us. We really appreciate it. And thank you from all of our longstanding PlayStation fans. And a huge thank you to all of our new Xbox fans. Welcome. It's been a crazy year. We hope to see you next year. And with that, this is our sign off from content, streams, not from content itself. There will be more. We will talk to you next year.